What exactly are you eating?
A dry green bean.
It's truly broken me as a person, as a mother. No mother should ever go through this.
Dennis.
Who are you?
Dennis.
Earlier in the show, we told you about the death of 4-year-old Kira. Her mother believes she was killed 2 years ago today by her father in an act of revenge after their divorce and escalating custody concerns. Even though Jennifer Kagan-Viader's ex-husband had a history of domestic abuse and lies, a judge ruled it was irrelevant when it came to custody. In fact, the courts often look at these cases through the lens that an abusive partner can still be a good parent.
I can't let what happened to Kira, be in vain.
Jennifer Kagan-Viader believes her ex-husband, Robin Brown, intentionally killed Kira and himself when they fell from a cliff at Rattlesnake Point in Milton. Just 2 days before, Jennifer says a caseworker from Jewish Family and Child Services called and said she was concerned Brown was displaying behaviors consistent with someone who would kill their own child.
They should have stepped in. They should have taken Kira from him, and they didn't.
Filicide is the term for a parent who kills their child. In the U.S., the Center for Judicial Excellence, a group that tracks child murders, has found there have been 822 children killed by a divorced or separated parent since 2008. And this report on family violence from a Government of Canada website states, research has indicated an overlap in the risk factors for domestic violence and child abuse. Yet judges who make life-altering decisions in custody cases are not required to have domestic violence training. In fact, court documents show the judge overseeing Kira's custody case acknowledged at least one incidence of abuse and the father's propensity for lying, but concluded there was no risk to Kira. Jennifer wants all judges to be educated in domestic violence.
Federally, we've been advocating for Kira's Law, which would mandate domestic violence and coercive control education and training for federally appointed judges.
The red flags are always there. These situations are completely preventable.
Lawyer Catherine Marshall says women who have faced domestic abuse are often in a no-win situation when it comes to custody disputes.
I have heard that many women are being actually discouraged by family law mediators from even mentioning domestic violence in their proceedings. That they're told that if you bring it up, you will be seen as someone who's just making this up to get more, and that you should hide it. That's a huge, huge problem.
Hello to you.
In the 2 years since Kira died, Jennifer's pain has not dulled.
I can't forget about Kira. And so I'm trapped, right?
What makes it even worse is the case is still officially considered undetermined, although the coroner's report notes multiple risk factors for domestic violence in Kira's father. And the Domestic Violence Death Review Committee is examining the case. But after 2 long years, Jennifer says she has had no updates.
It's horrifying. I mean, it's really, it just compounds all of that feeling of brokenness and being treated, and that Kira was treated as a case file. I mean, this was my child. She was a living, breathing child.
Kira should be turning 7 this May. Instead, she will forever be 4, failed by a system that ignored warning signs and didn't protect her.
We see all of her friends just growing up, but ours isn't.
I'm so saddened and angry for her. I mean, she deserved so much better. And she was an innocent little child.
Just this week, in honor of Kira, Liberal MP Andrew Dillon tabled a private member's bill that would, in part, amend the Judges Act to provide continuing education seminars for judges on intimate partner violence and coercive control. It still has a ways to go before it could get passed, but on this day especially, on the 2-year anniversary of Kira's death, her mother says it gives her hope.